Ups, ok. Liguei o microfone, estava desligado. Bem-vindo a mais um live para você. Desculpa pelo ontem. Não quis. Fazer o live ontem. Estive descansando, estava muito bem. E então voltei a fazer o live. Estou feliz. Não, desculpa. Quando, quando as pessoas me seguir, não funciona o som. Agora funciona. Hoje temos o YouTube, ele diz o Minecraft do João e os Dragões abriu isso. Comprar. Está aí esse se é bom ou não. Isso. É para testar e isso. Tá bom. Graças, não, 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 não. Não somos. Vamos lá, isso. Skin? Eita. Estamos no meio do jogo. Olha aí. Caraca. Olha aqui. Parece um mundo real.
Hey, glad you made it. I'm really happy that you're willing to give this game a shot. It's one of my favourite things to do with friends. Between the role-playing, strategy and just being goofy with each other, it's always a
Sim.
great time. D&D has something for every kind of player. Now, you said the other day that you wanted to just get kind of an intro experience before joining my regular campaign group. So I figured a more individual sort of experience would be a good way of showing you the ropes, give you an idea of what the experience can feel like. Just take a seat whenever you feel like getting started. I've got snacks that should last us until the end of the universe, so help yourself to those too. Good to go? Okay, so first things first, let's choose your class. Do you want to be or maybe a win? But it's also, I've always had. Okay, next let's stats determine. So say that
Lá.
rolling
Preciso
high
saber.
within reason, of course. If you roll a 20, let's try an example. You rolled a 10, so add 3 to that. That's pretty much it. Rolling a 1 on that die, though, sometimes it means failing. You'll also see that your class. Do you want to make them better at what they already do? And like that, now, how about we dive? The continent of Faerun has seen hundreds of stories turn into legends. The Dawn Age, when dwarves overthrew the tyrannical giants and elves waged war against evil dragons, thereby carving out a place in the world for small folk. The tyranny of the Rose Dragon, when the great red worm Ylvir of Salisar nearly razed Kalimshan and established her cruel empire. The time of troubles, when celestials and fiends alike were cast from their own realms, warring and laying waste to the mortal plane in their efforts to reclaim their divine position. Yet
Ficou
each great story
bonito.
has great
Ficou bonito o dragão. Ah, ficou bonito. Parece o original. Parece o original. Eu gostei.
His companions slew the evil beast, the times of troubles ended because those like the mage Midnight rose to the occasion, in their case taking the mantle of divinity from the slain celestial Mistra until she could be resurrected. Now we come to the precipice of another such event, a budding calamity that could warp reality as we know it. Though there is no prophesied chosen one, no foreseen savior, if you play your cards right, you might just be able to avert what is to come. Or perhaps your story will simply serve as a cautionary tale for those who survive. Despite this, it all starts with something as mundane as fetching groceries for your parents.
Vai começar. Ai, que é do João e os Dragões.
We open on Nashkel, a village on the northern slopes of the Cloud Peaks. The late spring rains have abated, making the trek across town to deliver a commission for your father at least a bit less muddy. As you make your way back along the main street, though, it is hard not to notice that your otherwise quiet home is riddled with strained, whispered conversations.
Olha, caraca! Olha para ele! Ele anda! Caraca! Para mim não. Só anda assim, só apenas ele que anda. Caraca! Espera. Então, parece um dragão. Não, é o touro. Onde é que eu vou? Esse aqui?
Standing behind his produce stand is Eric, one of the farmers living on the village's outskirts.
Your father said you'd be along to pick up his purchase. I don't envy him his back problems. Anyhow, here you go. I'm sure he...
Thanks, Eric.
Sure thing. Just make sure to get home safe.
Take care, Eric.
Mm-hmm. See...
Olha a casa, eu não vejo a casa. Certo. Caraca! Nada mal, nada mal. Demônios, vivos, dragões, dragobol. Onde? Aqui, assim. É? Perdido. Tô perdido mesmo. Diz esta direção, não é? Casa?
You hear voices from inside your house. Perhaps it is worth waiting and listening in.
And I just heard about it this morning.
Does anyone else know?
I caught one of the trackers before he could go out to look for Helsa. He said he'd check it out while the trail was still warm, if there was one, but I don't know if he told anyone else first.
We'll have to assume that he did. People are already starting to panic, and this'll make it worse. I heard people at the market this morning talking about unfamiliar monsters. No one had seen the things themselves, but the rumors are bad enough.
This goes on and you'll have a mob at your front door demanding answers.
I'm surprised we haven't seen one already. You've got to get ahead of this.
So what are you going to do about it?
Give me a minute. I've got an idea, but I want to talk it over with Katra first. You're welcome to stay if you like. They should be back soon.
Ah, there you are. Put the food on the table and come talk to me. There's something we need to discuss. Listen, you've heard about the people going missing. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but the whole Kelsit family is gone now. Neri found their farm empty this morning without even a sign of struggle. This is asking a lot, and I've got a feeling your mother's going to kill me after I say this.
Then don't say it.
But I need you to go speak with Endan Dravair and ask for his help.
You're right. I think I will throttle you. Are you insane? People are going missing.
I have to agree with Ilan. They'd make a tempting target.
The trackers have been going on their own, and no one's bothered them. Besides, after all the training I've put Katra through, they should be...
Yes, but you could just send one of the trackers, or someone else.
I want the trackers to keep looking for our people. Other than them, there's no one else I'd trust in the woods more than Katra. After all the times you've run off into there as a kid, you probably know the paths better than most of the villagers. And Vair's important. His ego probably won't let him talk to just a random villager. Neri could go, but she doesn't know how to fight, and I don't want the community's healer to be missing for...
And you're not worried what Vair might do to them?
Unless Katra does something really stupid.
You know I'm standing right here and can answer for myself, right?
Hey, watch the sarcasm. We've talked about this.
Well, they're right. Manners aside, they can speak for themselves, and hopefully also... Mom, if I can help the village, then I'm happy to do it. Besides, I was just in the woods yesterday looking for berries, and I was fine.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Eu tava a falar.
Enviable task. I'm proud of you. Now, Endondravair is a proud creature. He has the wisdom of the ages and probably knows something that we don't. But there's a good chance he won't help us for free, just on principle. If he doesn't, I want you to offer him money.
100? Where did you get that kind of money?
I took it from the village's emergency. Start with a low offer, like 30, and work your way up, unless you think whatever help or advice you can give will be welcome.
I still think that this is a bad idea.
If I'm being honest, it probably is.
Is there anything else I should know before going?
Eu falei. Eu escolhi essa frase. Foi eu
At
que
this point, you know everything that we do. I wish we could be of more help, but Vair's home is...
Right. I guess I'll head out now then.
Oh, before you go, do you want to do a quick spot?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. One more thing. I'm sure you can find your way and don't want me fussing over you. But in case something... Good point! Even you might have to find a new place to sleep at night if you keep up the attitude.
Just be careful, and...
É pra eu agora. Tem quest. Eu vou tirar esse som, graças. O som tá ajeitando. Eu não consigo sair.
What is that? Is someone... Whoa! Stay back! Okay. Wasn't expecting that. I wonder if they got something to do with what's going on.
Ben. cima. Você vai aqui no balão. Eu quero pegar um. Sim.
Guess this is it?
Enter.
Unless this wayfinder led me to some old owlbear den. Okay then.
Olha que a pedra tá. Parece original. Parece original. Ele é nada mal, mas tem que. Onde está. Onde que é isso o som? Acho que é mesmo para aqui. Tem fumaça, meu. Eita! Aí um dragão!
Why do you do this? Release me!
Eita!
What was that?
Moeda. Estou uma moeda.
As you reach for the coin that seemed to suck the life from Endan Dravair, you note a crack running down its face. Whatever these people want with it, you doubt they should have it. The moment you touch the metallic surface, though, a jolt of energy sears through your fingers and up your arm, followed by a sense of pressure, as if the ocean's tide were rushing into your flesh. Recoiling, the coin is adhered to your fingertips, bound there even as you feel that the force pouring from it stretches your skin and crushes your bones, threatening to rupture and burst your entire body. Other than your body, though, it is the coin that bursts, erupting into shards of metal as the same light that flowed into it earlier streams into you. The physical pain abates, though something continues to press on your mind, clawing its way into your thoughts and filling your skull as the world around you distorts and turns insensible, chaotic, and then, finally, dark.
What happened?
Então, seio da caverna?
Who are you? What have you done to me?
I don't know.
Answer me!
Please stop. Who are you? What are you doing to me?
Who am I will ask again. Who are you? What happened to those people?
Your cave? Who or what are you?
Do not play games, child. I am Endan Dravair, and you will answer my questions.
My name's Katra. I live in the nearby village. You're saying you're the dragon?
Do not play games with me, child. Now answer my questions. What happened in my cave, and what have you done to me?
I wasn't with those people, and I only saw the last part, when that weird coin started doing something. It looked like they were pulling something out of you, and then some thing was put into your body. I thought they'd killed you.
They might have.
Did you see anything? I think I was unconscious for a while, but I must have walked to get back here, right?
I only came back to consciousness when you were calling for your parents.
What do you remember?
I remember. They must have trapped my soul in that coin. I have heard of artifacts that can do such. I had never expected that it would be so painful, though. It felt like I was being torn and pulled apart, then crushed until I could not even tell what part of my body I was feeling. I suppose, though, that I was not... After that, I saw the thing seeping out of my body, but I could not see if I was breathing. Everything... I was still reeling when the next thing I clearly saw was your face. A moment before I felt that transfer again. Then we were here. Now we need to return me to my... Do you smell smoke?
Yeah. I'm going home. I need to see if anything has happened.
This is a waste of time. You need to find the people who took my body immediately.
Only after I see if they went to my village first. They may have done something.
Ya Viola.
No, no, no!
O que tá acontecendo? Oh não, foi destruído. Tá a falar sério. Oh não, casa do...
Dad! Nadine! Hush! Tanil! Anyone!
Sem sumir,
The house? What happened to the house?
sem aguentar.
Mom! Dad! Help! Someone help! Someone tell me what...
Ah, so there is someone left. Oh, I figured there would be a few of you bumpkins left scurrying about like rats. Well, we can't have you going and squealing to your neighbors about us, no. We want things to be quiet and peaceful, so you will have to come with us.
What have you done
Yes.
to my home? Where is everyone?
Take or kill them. We'll have no witnesses today.
Not anymore, it would seem.
Shut up! Someone has to be left behind. Is anyone there? It's Contra! Where are you?
Foolish whelp. Looking at this place, if they did not respond the first time, I doubt they ever will. You may search, but you seem to be alone here.
Why would they do this? Where is everyone?
Do you actually expect an answer to that question, or are you simply asking empty questions to hear yourself speak?
No, I was expecting you to actually be helpful and offer some insight, but I guess that was too much to ask, wasn't it?
Careful, child. I may not have my own body, but it seems that I can still harm yours.
Stop it already! Look! A lot has happened all at once! I had a dragon hop into my head and start tearing it apart, and then a few minutes later I found out my home and everyone I know are now gone! This is a bit overwhelming, and I'd appreciate a bit of compassion, you callous lizard!
How dare you! Consider yourself fortunate that I am merciful and willing to overlook this slight in light of your obvious distress and lack of self-control. What are you doing in my cave, anyhow?
Some of the villagers had gone missing. I was going to ask you for your help find...
Well, it seems that a few missing persons is the least of your village's concerns now.
That's cruel and not appreciated right now. I understand that you're upset, but I am too. So can you please lay off?
Fine.
So what are we supposed to do now? I don't have a home, and you don't have a body, and I'm not letting you take over mine.
I do not think that I could, even if I tried. As much as it galls...
That's...
We shall hunt the people who took my body. We will find a way for you to put me back, and I can force answers out of those treacherous eels. Perhaps you can use the coin again to set...
But it exploded when I touched it. It felt like something was being forced into me before I blacked out.
Without the coin, I doubt that you would have been able to restore me anyhow, much less after whatever that monster of theirs did to me in the time since. It seemed to be fusing with my form. It might have been feeding, but that was not the impression I felt.
So I've got the same question as before. What now?
Short of purging my soul from your body, which I would not recommend
Vamos
unless you
destruir
want
a
to
casa.
destroy both of us first, you will need to put me into another vessel. Ideally, though, that vessel
Consigo
will be my
subir.
own original body, purified of whatever has come to infest it. If your villagers were taken by this group, then finding where they have taken me will also lead
Consigo
you
entrar.
to the answers you seek.
Sure, but I don't know anything about healing dragons or moving souls from one body to another. How are we supposed to do all of that or even find these people?
I think that the best course now would be to seek the advice of the scholars in Candlekeep. It is relatively close and hosts the greatest collection of knowledge in Faerun
Ai, me...
that I am aware of.
Olha essa nuvem.
If anyone would
No,
know of a
not
cure
no.
or be
Deve
able
ser.
to devise one and be able to tell us more about this group of people that attacked me, then we will almost certainly find them in
Ai, eu
Candlekeep's
fiquei
great
queimado.
library.
Meu Deus.
Rather than walk the whole way,
E é esse
see if that
fogo,
man
caraça?
with the card is
Meu
heading
Deus!
north.
O
Preserve
fogo
your
tão
soul
rápido.
while you can.
Credo.
I think that's actually the first good, usable advice you've given me.
Do not push your luck with such frequent sarcasm, child. Find the cart and let us leave.
Eu não consigo entrar. Isto aqui deve ser. Vamos tentar. Ai. Ativar no quest. E a caverna. Ah, não. Sim. Oh,
Need a lift?
After nearly 2 weeks of walking, leaving over 100 miles of the coast road behind you, Candlekeep's soaring spires are finally close enough to reveal their details. Set atop a craggy peninsula, rising above the Sea of Swords, the fortress overlooks the surrounding farmland, while keeping a healthy distance from the wild and shadowy Cloakwood.
At last. Remember, Candlekeep is the home of the Avowed, the greatest scholars on the continent. Be respectful, follow their rules, and
I'll try not to say it.
you jest, but we need these.
Speaking from experience, are we?
My pride and confidence is justified.
Never learned the value of humility, though, huh?
Humility is for the weak, the unremarkable, and for those who care about what others think of them.
Anything I should know about this place before we go any further?
Last I was here, they only allowed the local scholars called the Avowed through the Emerald Door into the inner ward where the libraries are. They have since eased their restrictions somewhat, I have heard, but be prepared to do some favors or pay for entrance.
Hey, with what money? You said the 100 gold my father gave me was a pitiful sum outside of your minor hamlet. Your words.
I am sure that you will figure something out.
Let's get going.
Ah. Que mundo é essa nuvem? Alto.
These fields look almost untended, and I do not hear any farmhands or livestock. Have these places been abandoned for some reason? Keep a keen eye out. If these people fled their homes, they must have had a good reason to do so.
Papers, please.
Papers?
Kid, didn't your parents tell you? No one goes in without evidence of residence.
Careful. If you must be a local to gain admittance, do not say anything to imply that you are not from the area.
No, they didn't. Do I really have to go all the way back and get it? That was a long walk. Actually, I was wondering if you could tell me why you're not letting foreigners in?
Not just foreigners. Anyone who doesn't live around here or otherwise has prior approval won't be allowed in. We've had a rash of vanishings lately, and the sages are being careful. There have been rumors of foul play and kidnappings, though it's hard to tell what's true and what's just a good tavern story.
Papers?
Kid, didn't your parents tell you? No one...
Careful. If you must...
I'll be back later.
Right. And remember to bring your papers next time. Feel
Preciso
bad
de
you came all
papel
this way for nothing.
para entrar nessa reina, mas eu não tenho papel. E nada mal aquele cavalo.
We're starting to wonder if you'd actually stop to talk.
What do you need to warn us about?
Well, the guards aren't going to let you in. I saw you coming up the road, and it's pretty clear you're not from here. So now what's...
Why aren't they letting strangers in?
People that are going missing in the area. Travellers and locals alike. Those farms you pass by, for example. Yeah, the families that live there just up and vanished. No sign of an attack or anything. So the people in charge are getting right paranoid and only allowing residents to enter the city.
Okay, but we still need to get...
We? Who's we?
Oh, sorry. Slip of the tongue. It's been a long journey.
Fair enough.
What's the Court of Air?
The first time era. It's a big courtyard area. Kind of like a small town in itself where people who aren't among the avowed can live, work, and just find some lodging if they're travellers like you. Only the avowed are allowed to stay in the inner ward after all.
Who are you, anyhow?
Oh, people around here just call me Scratch. It's not a very inspiring nickname, but better give 'em my real name in case the authorities come sniffing around. Used to work in the city office as a scribe, but didn't work out.
So how do we get in?
If you're gonna enter Candlekeep, you're gonna need a residence pass. They handed them out to all the locals in their jurisdiction, but it was pretty rushed, and with my special set of skills, I can make one that will fool the guards into letting you through the gate. What do you say? 25 gold, and the documents will be all yours.
Eu tenho que usar isso.
25? That's insane! I could live for a whole season on...
Maybe where you come from, but things are a bit more expensive in the city. Besides, this represents not only the value of my skills, but also the substantial risk I'm taking in forging legal documents for you.
He is telling the truth about people vanishing and the guards being extra
This is-
cautious, but he is also scalping you.
25?
Maybe where you... Besides, this represents not only the
He is telling the truth about people.
Fine.
Good. Now, I can't make look at those farmhouses, though. The families there were either taken or left in a hurry. There might have one or two lying around. Bring back... Be careful, though. The people are gone, but I've heard some rustling around there and other strange sounds. Never seen anything, but gives me the creeps. And I think I saw someone go into one of those houses, maybe to stay the night, but I never saw them come out. Probably just missed him now. Good luck.
Of course, we have to do the legwork.
I'm the one doing all the work. You're just along for the ride.
I will contribute as best I can. My advice by itself could prove invaluable.
Yeah, if you ever give it.
Temos de voltar, não? Se correr? Olha, caraca, acabou, ficou mais pouco a mexer assim o rabo, caraca. Isso foi...
Papers, please.
Papers?
Kid, didn't your...
Careful, if you must be a local to...
My parents didn't... I'll be back later.
Right.
Eu. Então o que eu tenho que fazer? Eu vi uma coisa assim, né? Sim. Ei. Sim. Sim.
What is this thing?
Some sort of construct, it would seem. I would presume that it is guarding this house, unless someone left it with more malicious intentions.
Thanks, but that advice isn't helping me to kill it.
Just tear it apart. If it cannot hold itself together, it is no threat. To think you needed my help to figure even that out.
Eita. Põe mal, põe mal. Já tenho. Vamos lá isso. Isso aqui. Ai, para de lançar chamas.
Finally! What were those things doing on a farm? I don't think seagulls justify that level of protection.
No, perhaps they wandered here. Rogue constructs are not unheard of. Still, you might learn something if you look around. Then again, what have scarecrows to do with our mission?
Not much, I guess.
Katra, I'm going to try something. Do not be alarmed if things start to look different.
Wait, what? Whoa. Okay, what's going on?
I said not to be alarmed. I was uncertain if I could do this while in your body, but my intimate connection to the material plane allows me certain privileges of perception when...
Plain speak, please. Village kid, remember?
Of course. In essence, I can see some elements of magic, how enchantments work, their origin or nature, what they draw power from. Perhaps this will help on occasion.
The stake that was holding the scarecrow upright is uninteresting, but the hole where it was seems to have been disturbed relatively.
What would that kind of magic be doing here?
I cannot say. Some people draw power from such places. Sometimes creatures from there also...
The stake that was holding the scarecrow up. Folded and a bit wordy.
Good. Now return to that individual Scratch. Let us hope that he is adequate to the
Tem
task.
dois papéis, já vai dar um
Not.
para ele
We
e
have
para
any
mim
other
não.
options to resort to, Vair.
Why must you insist on calling me that?
It's what everyone in the village called you. It's easier than saying your full name.
Be glad that I am a magnanimous and forgiving dragon, else I would be inclined to start tearing up your mind again.
Don't worry. You're already a big enough headache as it is.
Ah, is that a bit of legal documentation I see there? And smell? Phew. Okay, well, you work with what you've got, right? Give me a bit to scrape off and refinish the important parts, then I'll start with colour matching, then confirming handwriting, and your eyes are glazing over. Just give me the goods and wait a bit. And here you go. Certification that you absolutely belong to the area and can come and go as you like. Just don't let any wizards near it. They get curious, they've probably got spells or something that can sniff out a forgery. Otherwise, though, no one will ever be the wiser. Enjoy the castle!
Agora já pode entrar no recepção.
Papers, please.
Papers?
Kid, didn't your...
Careful, if you must be a local to gain...
No, they didn't. Here's my residence certificate.
The guard glances at the paper.
All right.
Finalmente.
Passing through the city walls, you are dumped into a large, open square that seems to double as a marketplace. It is not exactly brimming with life,
Yes,
but
well,
considering how you've lived nearly all of your life in a small village, the number of people in one place is staggering, and the activity threatens to be overwhelming.
Eu,
Good. That was tedious, but we made it. Now the next part could be problematic. Only the avowed and certain others are allowed into the inner ward through the emerald door on the far side of this courtyard. Talk to the keeper there and determine what is required to get in and speak with one of the experts.
Já temos uma nova armadura. Já temos uma armadura nova. Só ainda não tem. Já não tenho muito dinheiro assim. Armadura e depois tem aqui uma espada. E para comprar. Tem para matar os primos. Fica lá. Eu sei que. E tomara.
An elven woman was once imprisoned here. As punishment for trying to take over Candle Keep, she was made to be the lighthouse's sole keeper and to live here in isolation for the rest of her days. She died from an accident only a few years later, but locals swear that they can hear her sad, maddened singing coming from the tower on dark, misty nights.
Ah, não é. Eu buguei. A minha luz. Não consigo. Ah, não, não. Tá falando sério. Socorro! Aí, vou. Eu não consigo subir, tá pesado. Ai, menino. Gastei na. Não. Meu Deus. Quis pegar um barco. Passar ali. Eu tenho que fazer. Tudo bem.
What business have you here, child?
I wish to speak with one of the.
You and everyone else.
Yes. I am to speak with avowed.
If I were to hazard to keep this up, and I will make
What is your job here?
I am the keeper of the Emerald Door.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
This is unacceptable. We must
Não
find
tenho
someone to
trabalho,
assist us, and
um
soon.
job.
I can only imagine what those monsters are doing with my body, and already I chafe at being confined to yours.
Wow, thanks. Well, do you happen to know where we could find a rare or unique book?
No. Distasteful as this may be, we might have to find another dubiously legal way around this problem. Actually,
So, you want me to break into a sewer, sneak through Ogma knows what kind of filth, and then break into the inner ward to, what? Kidnap or threaten a scholar into helping us?
presumably, we would be able to find someone more reasonable, or at least amenable to our request. However, we cannot do that from out here. The sewers are our only option right now.
You only say this because you won't have to smell what I do.
Actually, I will. You think I only see through your eyes? Child, I am bound to experience everything that you do. Believe me, sharing in your bodily functions these past weeks has been far from enjoyable.
Ew, okay, point taken. Sewers it is then, I guess?
Aqui. Eu. Será que eu vou. É. Sei que eu. É. Ai, não, do fogo! A armadura que é pesado, não é? Ai, meu. Tem outra. Tá falando sério. Entrei. Mas... É para seu, tá a falar se é para seu agora. Yes.
This is what living in a city means? How can one place produce so much filth?
You sounded as if you knew what you were getting into.
I thought I did. Didn't think it'd be this plentiful.
The byproduct of civilization.
Que cheio mal. Olha que sujeiro.
Are you okay?
Do not call me that. It's strange, even without a body or the need to breathe.
Ah não, meu Deus, volta, chega mal.
Lightheadedness. I think that it would be best to spend as little time in here as possible. Please, hurry through this place.
Alright, let's make...
That is the right direction, and it seems to no
Contra a chave.
sewers beyond this point. These are probably the tunnels running beneath the inner wall.
Vou passar por aqui sem encontrar a chave.
Vaults, labs. Much of the work and knowledge of the avowed is down here, it seems.
Chave.
Unfortunately,
O
there's a
baú.
ward on the door. You will have to find a key.
No, I don't.
Já tenho 33 chaves.
Wait, look at that. On the ground.
There's nothing on the ground.
Precisely.
Helpful?
The rest of this place is a riot of grime and muck, child, yet this path is almost spotless. I would be willing to bet half of my entire horde that a gelatinous cube has come this way.
A what now?
An oozing monster that inhabits places like this. Some people and more intelligent creatures keep them as witless guardians and janitors. The things absorb and dissolve any animal or plant material they touch as a way of eating. They cannot dissolve metals and other non-living things, though, so they can carry the equipment and goods of whomever they have eaten for some time.
Whomever? As in people?
Of course. Do not be dense, child. Now follow this trail. You might find something interesting floating in the cube's body. Just be careful, though, as they can be transparent and thus easy to overlook. There, look.
Ai,
The
que
thing
susto!
has a key inside of it.
Meu Deus!
Must have
A
been
chave! A
maintenance
chave!
worker or one of the avowed. That might get us out of the sewers and into the cleaner part we saw earlier. Just don't let the creature suck you up.
Yeah! Já tenho a chave, finalmente!
Yes, it looks as if an enchantment quite similar to the one on the locked doors embedded in this key.
Eu acho que eu vou pôr
It should work to
assim.
get us through.
Aqui.
And what if it sets off the trap?
Then you had best hope that the mage who put it there set it more as a deterrent rather than a defense.
Okay, just going to open the door. The magically trapped door stuffed with potentially lethal lightning. Right, okay. And still alive. Right, well, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, be
Já
not
morreu
so
há
dramatic. You could find much worse.
8
before you're
anos,
done
parece
there.
uns corpos morreram 8 anos, transformou os
Original
ossos.
escaped experiments down here, though that may just be rumor.
Wow, thanks. The possibility of even greater danger certainly sets my mind at ease. Thanks, Fire.
Stop calling me that.
Ei! Aqui. Eu tô assustado. Ih, de cabelo.
What?
Get back!
Whoa!
Good job. The creature
Finish
was known
off.
as-
A mimic. Yeah, I've heard of those things. Didn't expect it to be so slimy, though. Why did it have a key inside of it, though? Did it eat someone like the cube did?
Probably not. Otherwise, we would have seen some more gruesome evidence of the meal. No, some people feed mimics various items that they need to hide or protect. If you know how to handle one of these things, they can be rather convenient guardians. As long as you keep them fed, that is.
Yeah, I can imagine the alternative.
Isso doeu. E esse bicho aqui não é o rato. Isso não parece o rato, não. Ah não, tá falando sério. Mais cabelos. Os esqueletos estão vivos. Porra! Fica aí preso. Ai, ele me comeu! Ele me comeu! Esse bicho comeu-me. Aqui para onde? Aqui? Não, não tem. E agora? bicho é esse, caraças? Que bicho é esse, caraças? Ele é muito forte. Ai, eu fiquei preso. Ela me comeu. Ela me comeu. Oh.
Well, unfortunately, it seems that this ensorcelled armor is tied to the exit. Unless you have a powerful dispelling magic at your disposal that you have neglected to mention, you will have to defeat this thing to undo the seal over the door.
You're saying I have to fight a piece of armor with no obvious weaknesses, or even a person inside to take out? Let me guess, I have to just beat it into a useless hunk of metal, kinda like I did the scarecrows?
Precisely.
I'm really starting to hate constructs.
Oh, caralho!
Better be worth all the trouble we've gone to, Vair. How are we going to get someone to help us, though? We're breaking in.
Let us consider that later. First, we need to get out of these tunnels. Someone might have heard the battle or noticed that the enchantment of the door is broken. We can determine our course once we are safely hidden within the inner ward.
Ah, nice place.
Thank you. Unfortunately for you, chances are that you will only see it as you are taken away to a prison cell.
Get us out of here. We cannot be imprisoned. Not in a cell. Fight! Run! Do something!
Are you joking? There's so many of them. We'll be torn to shreds if we resist.
While we would normally have prevented you from coming this far, Sage Thesserai has taken an interest in you. Now you are to attend him personally.
Whatever you do, do not allow them to incarcerate.
Who is Sage Thesserai?
Seriously. You broke into here without even...
Okay, I'll go.
He is waiting for you, and you are to head directly to the Great Library. Do not attempt to deviate from the main path. We will be watching you.
E agora eu vou ficar preso para sempre. Obrigada, tchau. Não,
That is far enough.
Are you Thesserai?
I am.
Poof! I am here!
Wishes? I don't,
What happens to me now?
Do not attempt to resist the spell. If you resist, then we will have to detain you and try again.
As the spell activates, you feel something press against your mind, and on some level you know that it is trying to pry away your ability. However, considering where you are and the promise of a jail cell, or worse if you do not cooperate...
Good. Now let's get the boring stuff over with. Do you intend to harm anyone in this city, be it specifically in terms of property?
The possibility hadn't really occurred.
Really? Well, that's refreshing. Next, why did you sneak into the inner...
The creep at the Emerald Door wouldn't let us through.
Yes, that much was implied. What do you want in here?
The help of someone who knows a lot about magic.
Yeah, this would be the right place to look, provided you hadn't managed to get yourself arrested. Okay, now the interesting stuff. Why do some of our spells register you as a dragon and a human? You aren't some abomination, and you aren't a construct or other made thing, so what exactly are you?
Careful.
Is it bad if I'm part dragon?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen something quite like this before. Rather than kick you out or put you in some sort of lab, though, I would really...
Why do you want to know?
Because this is rather new to me. I've seen...
I am sharing my...
That, actually... How about while we've got this handy zone of truth working, you just tell me everything you can about how this dragon came to inhabit you, and we work from there. Well, hopefully they will be able to use what you told us to find out more about this group. In the meanwhile, we need to discuss whether or not
Whether or... How could they refuse us?
Is there a way we can convince you to help?
Well, yes, I happen to have... You see, there is a clock tower near. Since there have been reports of monsters, I want you to clear out the vermin. Excellent! Well, in that case, I am looking forward to hearing from you once you have concluded your investigation. Until then, try not to die.
contra o quê? Contra o livro. Quando? Gente. Precisa saber que não tens como. Não. Olha, abriu a porta. Pronto, finalmente tenho espada.
I have been instructed to allow you to and from the inner ward as you please. But if you step out of line again, I will arrest you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the sights.
Pleasant woman.
I don't know. I figure you two would get along handsomely.
I understand that was supposed to be a joke, but even so, I fail to see the similarities.
Yeah, you would.
Need a lift? Need a lift?
Seu desgraçado. Tem ali em cima tem um tesouro. Ele tinha dito. Tem mais? Isso aqui. Deu agora. Não vou pra lá, esse bicho.
Not these things again. Why were they here too?
If I were to hazard a guess, they are guarding the path to the tower.
You think the person who put some in the farmers' fields also left these ones here?
It is possible. We will discover more at the tower, I suspect.
Maybe transport.
Feeling a special connection with nature
O baú!
in this
Eu vi o
place,
baú!
tourists created this
Vou
shrine.
pegar o
long ago.
baú.
The shrine is meant to heighten the magic of nature found here and allow visitors to commune with the earth. Even now, centuries later, the site is witness to all manner of events, from purification rituals to weddings to the swearing of oaths.
Então, vou esperar.
This ship drifted into harbour several years ago, bearing no crew except
Então,
for
mas
the
o barco
swarm
foi
of rats that
destruído.
had infested the vessel. After crashing against a nearby island, home to Candlekeep's lighthouse, the ship beached itself here. Local authorities and residents came to inspect the wreck, but found not even the remains of the crew, leading them to believe that the ship was haunted. No one has had the guts to dismantle it since.
É isso. Eita, rico! Eu peguei moeda. Ah, já posso nadar. Eu acho que dá para ir aquele torre. Aí, essa torre. Vamos ver. É o demônio! É o demônio! Controle. Onde?
That must be it.
A bit grandiose, but still
Eita.
quite appealing.
Meu Deus!
There! I see the monsters. Let's get this over with.
Wait, did you hear? It's those...
What?
Você tem... Epa. Já é um centro.
Wait, remember the...
Can you see anything with your magic sight?
I can point out general paths and...
You kick the door and it buckles with a satisfying...
I must say, those were rather puny defenses as far as wizards' homes go. I'm increasingly inclined to think that someone else has taken residence here.
Human, stop! Leave our...
You can certainly try.
Tem um turno. Eu acho que é porque...
Excellent work.
Break us out of here. No, 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 no!
Fair. I need you to help us get out. Do you think you could see or find anything useful in this barrier? Maybe a way to dispel it.
I don't... I'll try. There are channels in this barrier that the magic has to flow through. I think that if you touch that glowing point on the wall, you can redirect the magical current to wherever you step. If you pull the current to every part of the barrier, I think it will disrupt the entire working and cause it to collapse. I'm sorry. It's quite difficult to think and maintain the sight for more than a moment at a time. Please hurry.
That hurt. Here, can you help me out a bit? A hint or something?
I'm helping as best I can. Let me focus.
Look at them scurrying about in there, like a mouse caught in a trap. You can't know your way out.
Oh! Entendi!
What happened? The prisoner!
Kill them! Kill them before they flee!
Do not even think about fleeing. Eradicate these scum! Destroy them for daring to imprison us!
Hey, are you feeling all right?
I am fine.
Just...
ninguém em cima.
As you enter this room, you find in the center of the room, even from where you stand, written before the
It would seem that the crystal...
The drink is room temperature, but it leaves...
Are you sure you're ready to face whoever is behind that door? This is the last room in the tower, and considering that we have not encountered them yet, it is probably where this lord we have heard so much about is waiting.
You should not have come here. You've certainly made a mess of things, and now our lord is upset.
Yes, though it has been entertaining to watch you struggle and claw your way here one step at a time. You have caused enough damage. Besides, I am bored. While sacrifices are all well and good, I enjoy brutalizing my victims far too much to ignore what hapless fools wander right through my door. Oh, suffer!
Eita!
The power of a devil runs through my veins. What do you have? The power of a devil runs through my veins. What do you have? You put up a fight!
There, the Planeswalker's Guide. That is the book that Sage Thesserai sent us to retrieve.
Olha! Meu neto!
Now, what to do about this one? They seem rather powerful, but perhaps Thesserai and the other sages would prefer to keep them for questioning.
What have you done? You've doomed us all. Do you even know what is coming? You've destroyed our only hope at a safe haven against...
Against what?
Ah!
Enlightenment? Believe me, Novus, there is nothing that can protect you from the forces of the universe. They will learn.
Contra,
Give
get
her
us out of
some
here.
time
Run.
to see the
We need to run.
errors of her ways. Then she can dream that this never happened and apologizes before waking up. Useful, primitive and temporary, but even these figments of our imaginations that you call people create the occasional useful too. Have you the eyes for such a thing? Have you the sight to recognize what lies in the blackness?
Oh,
Seems to me that you might, but... no. Never mind. There was something familiar about you. Perhaps something that I met in you some months down the line. Your role in this world is done. Enjoy the coming sleep and, in your slumber, be ready for the awakening once the true gods come to call.
Can you swim? Get us out of the water. Move now. I did not think to see that thing here. That was
The cultists kept saying things.
none, except that they.
I think I've had enough of this.
Yes, I think. Oh, I will admit that I want to know what they have done with my body. We were in no shape to contend with that man or monster or whatever manner of creature is behind that mask. Even if we should find a way to track them, though, perhaps there is nothing to be done for my body anyhow. It could already be gone, or simply pursuing that masked figure will result in both of our deaths. For now, report to Thessarai. They will want to know what we have found.
You know, you've been rather... Fine.
It won't.
Eu vou voltar pro castelo. Aí, ó, mago. Ó, mago. Casa daí, sorri.
I was wondering if you would return at all.
We've got the book you wanted.
Ah, excellent. Oh.
Yeah, he's dead.
That weakling was one of the finest scholars on...
A cult of devil worshippers had taken over his
Ela
tower
não é
and
o demônio?
removed him.
Ela parece demônio.
It's extreme. So many people seem to forget how committing your soul to a devil is usually a rather permanent affair. Do you know what they wanted from his tower, or why they were there?
They had some sort of portal.
That cannot have been their only...
Well, they did say something about needing a safe place. They thought there was some sort of impending calamity and were using the tower as a fortress.
Really? Did they say what this...
We didn't really get that far in conversation. Between them trying to sacrifice me?
Ha! Alright, that is fair. I suppose I had hoped for too much.
We did, however.
Really? What happened?
He sounded like he was spouting A couple of its minions were...
Pretty fair indication that they're not exact...
Is this enough, then?
Help you? Whoever said that I would help?
You did? You said that you would help us if we cleared out the tower and got your book.
I said that I would wipe the slate clean.
So what more could you want from us? We don't have...
What more indeed? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Just toying with you. Though this ought to remind you that either way, I had actually already begun investigating some leads. This may not exactly align.
You can just do that? Get them to drop their own projects?
Of course. What good is being a head bureaucrat if you cannot... Oh, and speaking of assistance, that in itself, fortunately, since you ran into one of their kind again, if their body...
What should Vair and I do in the meanwhile?
Well, you're always welcome.
Muito grande. Ui. Esse aqui é o que eu tenho que olhar. vendo? Olha o mar tá mexendo. Ah, que bonito, é bonito. Tão grande, tão grande. Achei o banco. Eita, tenho moedas, estou rico, estou rico.
What can I do for you?
Do you have an open room for the night?
Yeah, haven't had a lot of customers lately since...
Here you go.
Thank you.
No. Stay away. No. Stop it. Leave me alone. Go away!
Fire. Fire! And don't fire! It's okay!
No.
No one
Leave me.
just us.
Get back! Where are they? Carter, where are they? They...
What were you dreaming about?
You needn't...
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
E tem. Vamos para. E agora tem.
About last night.
Please, do not speak of it.
It's just that... Was the experience really that bad? Having your body stolen. I know you were scared, but those dreams you have and the way you acted when the cultists caught us...
I said not to speak of it. I want no reminder of that. But if you really insist on satisfying your childish, idiotic curiosity, then just know this. Having my soul ripped from my body was the most painful thing that I have ever experienced. I did not know that pain could be so complete or overwhelming. Not being able to do anything about it was even worse. Now be silent and go speak with the sage.
Esse é o rei, não é? E eu tenho crua. Ok. Para com isso. Bota aqui o mago. Sumiu. O que houve, Dio? Dio sumiu. Tá aí mesmo.
Ah, there you are.
Do we have to...
I'm afraid that they...
Let's hear the good news.
Well, to begin with, we have found...
What's the bad news?
The bad news, I'm afraid, is that, you see, while investigating... I've done it myself on several occasions. The problems are that, for all we know, removing the creature to address this, we track down... It can only do so on a limited...
You sure there is a...
well, you simply finding and...
Will that be enough?
Yes, though. The rod was last seen...
Continua.
If not, then they may have an idea of where to find it.
Who is Mayastan?
Mayastan is his...
We should get going, then.
Well, there's a ship head... Oh, and one last thing. One of our occultists was able to identify those grinning creatures that you have encountered. They are called Gru, and are part of a large, mysterious category of creatures commonly called Starspawn. Whatever their purpose is, the few times the stars... How they came here is I suspect that you have found a cult of the Old Ones, which may explain why the man in the mask was interested in the devil cultists you found in Adro's Tower. They would likely have similar goals and could be using similar resources.
The sage seems to be fair.
Well, that wasn't exactly...
Very little, I'm afraid. You see, while investigating, I've done it myself on several. The problems are that, for all we know, removing the creature to address this, it can only do so on a limited scale and need.
You sure there?
Well, you could simply finding and.
Will that be enough on its?
Yes, though, depending on how powerful the parasite is, you will likely need. The rod was last seen in the possession of Myastan Kimmerin, a morally dubious dragonborn druid. Without getting into too there, if not, then.
And how are we?
I don't know.
We should get going then.
Well, there's a ship. Oh, and one last thing. One of our occultists was able to identify those grinning creatures that you have encountered. They are called Gru, and are part of a large, mysterious category of creatures commonly called Starspawn. Whatever their purpose is, the few times how they came here is unknown. I suspect that you have found a cult of the Old Ones, which may explain why the man in the mask was interested in the devil cultists you found in Adro's Tower. They would likely have similar goals and could be using similar resources.
Thank you for the information.
Limited as it was. Keep this with you as you travel. You can use this to contact me from anywhere in Faerun at any time. If you're in dire trouble, or if you encounter something that might be very interesting to me, use that. Otherwise, abuse this privilege and I will sever the connection permanently. Now go down to the docks and you will find passage on a ship heading north. Good luck.
Eu já tenho o meu escudo. Tu faz o quê? É o escudo. Caraca, isso é bom, é bom. Já é ótimo.
Need a lift?
The voyage north is long, and you discover an
Eita, estamos
intense
no mundo
dislike
de
of
Sheol.
the sea, as you find yourself repeatedly clutching the ship's railing and spewing out various meals into the waves. As the voyage continues,
Eita, tá
the
nevando.
air also grows colder, as settlements and cities along the coast become fewer and far between. By the time the captain tells you that your destination is near, you have already started counting how many seconds it takes for your puke to freeze against the hull of the ship. Looking up from the railing, though, you see a dark shape looming through the blowing snow, and something about it that has nothing to do with the cold causes you to shiver.
Ah, I see the prison inspector has caught your eye. Best hope you don't find yourself going...
How much farther until...
Not much farther. Just keep heading along that there path and you'll find your way to Caird Interval. Not much of a place for southerners, between the cold and the rough company, but you'll find shelter from the blizzards, and food. Good luck, wherever your journey takes you.
Oh, what a miserable place.
How are you cold? I can hear you shivering. That doesn't make sense. I'm the one who has to walk through this.
Oh, Maybe because I am not simply a passive observer, and I am actually sharing your body. How many times must I explain this?
Right, but shivering? Thought you needed your own body for that.
Never mind. Why would anyone choose to live in such a dismal part of the world?
Judging by what the captain said along the way, people who either don't want to be found or have nowhere else to go.
Lovely. Well, if we are to keep our visit as brief as possible, I would suggest finding the nearest bartender or such who might have heard rumors of a giant.
Que foi a menina? Parece a menina. Esse tem. Eita, tem mais. Temos mais evolução. Comprei. Olha que espada ficou bem. Então. Agora tem que.
After a dragon destroyed most of what was known as 10 towns, Caer Dineval's residents built this castle as a last protection, in case such a disaster should come again. It is not nearly large enough to fit the entire town's population, but it does make for a tidy and secure residence for the local lord and his family.
Vamos lá. Isso é o reino. Sentar. Onde temos agora? Nível 3 de espada, armadura, de ferro, depois a diamante e a lerite. Então, só. Que eu vou buscar mais tesouro. Pode ter muita moeda. Se apanhar muita moeda, podemos comprar a armadura.
Travel to and from Icewind Dale is perilous, not just for the monsters that stalk the roads and swim beneath the waves. The landscape itself seems set against those who trespass into this quiet world of ice and snow. This ship is just one of many that found themselves caught between icebergs and crushed into firewood. This one was simply lucky enough to drift ashore and be caught in this inlet.
Vamos isso. Não, 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 fiquei preso. Tô morrendo. Nós voltamos para o início, para falar sério. É minha culpa. Apanhar uma moeda, é minha culpa. Sabes? Deve ser. Eita, tem mais moedas. 5 moedas. Eita. Que é isso?
Icewind Dale is a barren and cold place, with its forests few and far between. That makes wood a precious and much-needed resource, both for building and for keeping the fires going in people's homes. Nearly every scrap of wood that enters Caer Dineval goes through this mill to be processed, and one would not even find a shred of sawdust going to waste.
Para! Isso que eu estou em cima do cavalo. Um trator está. Temos. Cavalo. O cavalo sumiu. Sumiu. Precisava o cavalo. Sumiu também. Olha aqui. Gostaram. Então vamos para mandar. Passei o leite.
This foreboding cavern was once home to the dragon that destroyed 10 towns. It had carved its lair from the mountainside with its terrible claws, rending stone and ice like so much putty. After the dragon was killed, the place was looted of every scrap of treasure, then abandoned. Now it stands on the horizon as a grim reminder of Caer Dineval's past and the fate its sister towns suffered.
Okay.
Once a military outpost, this fortress was built by the Lords of Waterdeep to protect the prison of Revel's End, as well as the neighbouring 10 towns. The soldiers there performed their duty well, but were unprepared when the dragon appeared and latched onto the side of the tower. The beast unleashed its freezing breath into the building again and again, until everyone and everything inside had been turned to blocks of ice. Now, with no 10 towns to defend, and soldiers afraid to house there for fear of their comrades' ghosts, the outpost stands abandoned.
Sorry. Oh, sério? Ai, o outro barco. Seria muito mais.
The Illithid, also known as Mind Flayers, once ruled vast empires across multiple worlds, conquering whole races and forcing them into service. Ships like this one were how the monsters traveled between the stars and across planes of existence. Be glad that this one is long since crashed and abandoned. Otherwise, its presence would foretell a coming calamity.
É que eles são fortes, eles são fortes. Ele é forte! Ele é muito forte, ele é muito forte. Ui, ele é forte. Eu não sei o que fazer. Nada. Aqui. Não sei o que fazer. Eu pouco fazer.
Here, crystals grow in abundance, sprouting from and covering the cave's walls like lichen. Most of these crystals have also been found to have magical properties, most notably enhancing spells that freeze their targets. However, the crystals have proven too unstable to use reliably and have been known to shatter or even explode during spellcasting, so few risk using them.
Okay. Beleza. já quando por aí. Veja. A olhar se é para ali. Sabe? Siga, tira. Acho que é local, bem tanto, que sabe que eu estou-me gigante. Estás na cara e devo-me valve. Eu não sei quem tem que falar.
Haven't seen you around before. What do you want?
Todo esse tempo já fui para ali.
Friendly.
Have you heard anything about a storm giant in the area? I'm looking for one that's supposed to live nearby.
Storm giant? That ain't like a frost giant? Or do you mean a stone giant? Because we got plenty.
No, I mean storm giant.
Then I've got nothing for you. Hey, no, you.
So long.
Seriously? You're not even.
Eu... que aqui.
Are you Helia?
And who wants to know?
My name is Katra, and I'm looking for a storm giant that's supposed to live in the Dale.
Storm giant. Well,
any details you can give me.
Hi. A blizzard started. My partner and I, we thought we'd go.
And what does this have to do?
I'm getting there. So, after about an hour, thing is, the snow. We tried to find shelter, but just kept getting turned around in the storm. But then, we'd been taken all the wildest thing I.
She seems sincere about this story, at least for the most part.
Thank you for your time.
Well, that is at least a little promising. What say you, Katra?
It's the only lead we've got at the moment, so it's probably worth investigating.
Ai, não. Deus, mano. Esse louco. Caramba. cinza não é. Volta, volta.
I should warn you, in case you did not
Não,
already
e
know,
aqui.
dragons and giants have a long-standing rivalry that verges on hatred, depending on the parties involved. Storm giants are known as goodly, if stern, creatures, but regardless of this one's disposition, it might be for the best if you do not mention my presence or involvement.
Ugh, something else to complicate things. That's good to know. Thanks.
Então. Oh! Sei. Então é aqui. Do Minejaia. Gente. Alô? Estão ouvindo? Aí. Tem nada. Já achei. Ai! Susto, safado. eu tenho que lutar. Tenho que lutar monstros, não é?
Shall not proceed! You tread a dangerous path, human. If you have come to rob or hunt me, then I hope that you have made peace with yourself.
Eita!
That, Katra, is a storm giant, and one who has ascended beyond the restrictions of their body, it seems. They aren't just controlling the storm around us. They are the storm. It is a part of them. Be careful.
Speak now and tell me your purpose in coming here, lest I blast you.
Do you know a druid named Mike?
No. Should I?
She is unfamiliar with the name and still suspicious.
Do you know of any?
No. I live separate.
I think you do know them, and I
am listening.
My friend has been infested with a parasite that has also displaced.
And what if I refuse to help? What?
Then I will have to make you tell me.
No! No, you will not!
Child, you do not seem to comprehend the situation you're in. I could blow you away with the storm. I can dissolve into the blizzard and merge with the air. In short, I would not recommend such a...
I got nothing.
This is a Very well. I indeed possess the rod. The druid who last held the lords alive cannot enter that bastion, as it's
a prison break to say.
Well then, perhaps a last warning to you. I have not seen the every time I've tried to approach since its appearance. I do not know if the good luck.
That is all a rather tall order, and none of it too encouraging. At this point, the best we can do is probably to investigate the prison, see if we can identify some of its defenses and any gaps therein.
Okay.
no sign of that creature that
The place is rather quiet. Still, waiting for a few minutes.
Forcing our...
No, Perhaps we can strike a deal with whoever runs the prison. Barring that, simply seeing the inside might give us some ideas about how to get Kimmerin out. Still no guards? You would think that someone would have stopped or questioned us by now. I do not like the feel of this. Make sure that the front door stays open and unlocked, too. I do not wish to be trapped in here. See what you can find through that hole. There might be a passage or something similar. Something to lead us out of here.
Pardon. Oh.
That looks like it connects to the door in the entryway, and judging by these notes, most of the rest of the prison, too. It seems to be a full containment and lockdown system. Everything is barred and sealed. Perhaps there's been a prison riot or some revolt? Messy as that may be, it could provide a good distraction for getting inside and extracting Kimmerin.
Nada. Nada. Eu. Oh, 3, tá aqui. Esse é 3. Sim! E esse aqui é o quê? É o 8. 8. Esse é o 8. 3, 8. Aí esse número. É 3 e é 8. Já mais. 7. Entendi. Então tinha as paredes para ir aos números. 7.
There. Now let us get back into the open and hope that we have not released all of the prisoners or endangered the guards. That would...
What was that? Oh, what are these things?
Demons! What are demons doing in a prison? Devils and now demons. Unless Rebel's End is taken to enlist...
Any advice going?
Yes. Don't...
Helpful.
As we go, look for evidence of a cult like the one we found near Candlekeep. If we find who or whatever created the portal, we may in turn discover a way to collapse it.
Muito. Eu estou um pouco bugado.
Those must have been the guards. Either there is a spellcaster nearby animating them, or they've been possessed by demonic spirits. not see evidence of the warden, nor...
You find a journal bound in plain, cheap leather.
That looks like it was probably the warden. Their body is no longer the room. No choice, no movement, not commanded by something else. A puppet. Nothing to be done, no helping them, nothing. All. Just break what is left. Break the shell. Break the puppet, and it will be over. Good work.
That seemed to really affect you.
This is too familiar than seeing someone else who's... I see them. The lack of... It spirals into... For a long time.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, but perhaps... Keys.
You sift through the shards of...
Até nichado já.
Oh, the jingling of keys. Now that is a welcome sound. Certainly better than listening to screaming demons, anyhow. And who might you be? I see no uniform.
I'm rescuing you from a swarm.
It could, but very well.
Nalkra sent me to...
Oh, fuck.
Will these keys get you?
Why, yeah. That being said, I won't...
I'll be back soon.
Okay.
Chave. What the fuck? Tem que achar a chave para liberar ele.
Hey, Vair? We haven't been using your magic site as much, but I haven't seen any evidence of a cult or any other religious or magical activity aside from what's needed to keep this place running.
Hmm? Oh, yes, strange.
Vair.
Just get us out of this prison.
Oh, my focus. Excellent. Have you cleared the path?
If we haven't,
Well, I appreciate the optimism. My survival.
I'm sorry. Knocker.
Oh, yes. Well, if that thing's still hanging around, then it will probably rip me to shreds the moment I try to seal the portal. I'll find a place to hide, or maybe just stay in this cozy and very safe cell until it's dead or driven off. Once you've done that, I'll close the portal, and we can get out of this place. I would guess it probably perches, somewhere up high. Might want to start searching the upper levels. As much as your presence brightens up this place, I'd really rather be out of here. Hurry it up!
Oh.
Wow. I've never actually been up quite this high. Is this what it's like for you? Viewing the world from above while flying? Everything spread out so endlessly.
Olha, em cima.
It was.
Any chance those specks are dangerous or harming anything in the area?
What a lucky day this is. The two souls have come to be packaged into the same body. I was getting hungry.
It can sense me?
And hear you. Yes, I must say that it is a delight to encounter a soul as rich and potent as yours, noble worm. I cannot say that in all of my centuries I have ever consumed any of your kind who were older than mere adolescents. Young and tender, yes. But their souls do not have the potency that yours does. And all of this without contending with your fiery breath and iron-hard scales. Oh, you are most generous in coming here, so exposed.
The monster seems to be almost shivering in anticipation.
How did this portal open?
You do not know. Neither of you. How little have you paid it exactly for you? You will not have to face your deity's judgment when I am done with you. Death will be the true end.
Ela é tão forte.
Enjoy consuming your
Au. Yes.
fools. Even if you strike me down and destroy my body here, I will simply reform in the abyss. And when I do, and when my master carves a path into this world, nothing will stop me from hunting you down. Your souls will be mine in the end.
Well, that just happened. Let's head back to Kimmerin.
Oh, well, that was downright unsettling. Still,
are you ready to go back to Nalkra now?
Oh, once I've had a bite to eat, sure. There must be as soon as I'm rested.
Stay safe then. Would have hated to go to all.
Yeah, well, the benefit of being a druid is that I can always turn into one of them if they try. Maybe insult their mother to get them to back off. You wouldn't guess it, but they're surprisingly touchy about their moms, crag cats. Never you worry. I'll see you there.
You have returned. Good. I can now say to your face that I do not
I was afraid of this. Be careful.
Yeah, I have a dragon with me. We still did what you asked, though.
I could break our agreement.
Oaths and promises don't really mean much. However, allies and friends, we figured out what you would.
And what about after the dragon is returned to its form? Can we
I'd hope so. If not, though. Either way, can't condemn someone for something they haven't done yet.
Fine. But if you can hear me, dragon, I do this. They do not deserve to have their. Besides, there is something about you, child. I have been in this world long enough to trust my. Now go. Hunt.
Yeah, problem is, we don't even know where to look.
There, we cannot have.
We'll take any advice you can offer.
Speak with the dwarves of Kelvin's Cairn. They speak of their kin in Mithril Hall facing a mysterious.
It is as good a start as any. These foes are.
Well, it's a start at least. Thank you both for your help.
Happy hunting!
Vou parar agora. E obrigado por assistir a mais live para vocês. E gostei mesmo do Júnior e os dragões. E, e amanhã continuamos a fazer live. Vai ser todo dia essa hora. Continuamos essa Minecraft dos dragões. E depois Minecraft Survival. E depois ver One Piece e Roblox. Vai ser 3 coisas para amanhã. Vai ser todo dia. E obrigado por assistir. Live, manda os subs e provar. Tchau!